Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome to our Sunday morning celebration here at the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living in Kingston, Jamaica. I am practitioner Jennifer Livingston, and it is my privilege to welcome you this morning, those here in the sanctuary and those online, to this celebration, this Palm Sunday celebration. And so, as we do here at the center, as we become settled, please let us go within. So we put down the morning, cares of the morning, the traffic commute, everything, and just become still. Let us breathe into this moment, recognizing that one power and presence, God, that which brought us into being, that created each one of us out of itself and call it good. And it is in this knowing that I speak this word for this Sunday morning celebration, knowing that every idea that is expressed during this morning's service is an idea whose time has come. And so I know for our speaker, Sandy, and for every person within the sound of my voice, those in the sanctuary and online, that we participate fully, that we are engaged, that we are enlightened, and that we leave from this place uplifted, blessed, and prospered. And so I know that this morning service now unfolds easily and effortlessly with good to all concerned. And I accept this, I believe this, and I know this to be the truth as I release this word to that infinite law of mine that has already said yes. Thank you, God, that this is so now, and so it is. Thank you. And so we'll start off this morning with our chant, and its words are on screen. It's within. Welcome back. And please join me in the affirmation of divine love. Words on screen. Together. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for this church now. Divine love is now victorious, and so it is. And in that knowing, please join me in our inspirational reading this morning, which comes to us from the Joyous Freedom Journal by Dr. Petra Weldes and Kristen Sorensen. And it says, "New life stirs within. Spring is a wonderful time of new beginnings, new life, and new growth. You are invited into the spring of your own life. What's new? Life holds multiple opportunities to start anew. New life is always stirring within. Become aware as new ideas or a new inner urging or renewed sense of purpose arise within you. The truth is that spirit is always seeking to express more of itself as you. More life, more love, more joy, and your life is ever growing to accommodate this inner urge. Sometimes life stirs by prompting something new. You've never considered it before, but you may even think it is silly, childish, or unattainable. Listen for and write out these inner urgings. How is new life stirring within you today? If you stopped thinking it was silly, childish, or unattainable, what new thing would you start growing in your life today? Something for you to ponder. Thank you. So it is. And so, we're going to do the lighting of our youth candles. So I'd like to invite our Sunday school and the young adults who are here, Sunday school children, all of you who are here to come up this morning for the lighting of the youth candle and for your blessing. Okay. Abigail is lighting the candle for us, assisted by Auntie Anne. Okay, Abby.
I light this candle on behalf of all the children of the world. Let us behold the Christ in them.
And so it is.
And
now let us bless them. We love you. We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you. And we see you as shining lights onto your world. God is blessing you now. And so it is. And now for our temple mission song. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple off to Young Adults Workshop with Auntie Ann and Auntie Laura. Friends, we are at that point where we will have a few brief reminders. And coming in, you may have noticed that we were looping our announcements, but we will repeat it at the end. But here are some reminders of importance that you need to note. So coming up this Tuesday, want something interesting to spend your Tuesday evening with after a day of hard work? Then join us for Spiritual Mind Healing Service on Tuesday, March 26th, and it's practitioner Chima Davidson who will be speaking on the topic, The Power of Your Life as a Prayer. So you can join us on our Zoom link that will be mailed out or on YouTube Live at 6 p.m. this Tuesday. And friends, if you have a need in your life, confidential prayer requests may be sent to prayer.templeoflightcsl.org. It goes directly to our senior minister, Reverend Michelle. But you can also have prayer requests dealt with immediately following this morning's service. A practitioner is on duty. So you may speak with them, or you can call 876-289-0907. We thank you for your generosity and for your continued support of our ministry. But let's do more for our community. Visit us at donate.templeoflightcsl.org, and we thank you for your continued generosity to our teaching. And just a little extra for you this morning, we have Lifeline coming up this Thursday, and it's our monthly end-of-month discussion program with our senior minister and a very special guest. So join us this Thursday at 6 p.m. on YouTube, and they'll be speaking around sacred activism. You don't want to miss that, okay? So we look forward to you being with us this Thursday, and of course, very, very special. It's good to see you all in the sanctuary, but I am sure that next week Sunday you'll be even out in more numbers. And why is that? It's Easter Sunday, yes. And we're having a special celebration. So if you're not here, you're gonna miss out, because Reverend Michelle will be speaking and having a special performance by our youth. So you know it's also Youth Sunday. So please come out in your numbers next week to the sanctuary and celebrate Easter Sunday for us. Okay? See you then. And friends, before we move into the praise song, there's just one thing that we haven't done, and that would be remiss of me. And that is to welcome anyone visiting with us for the first time this morning. Do we have any first-time guests in sanctuary? And if so, you can stand. No, we're all family. Well, welcome to all of us, and to those of us online. If you're a first-timer, please put it in the chat so we can welcome you very specially, okay? Thank you all for being here this morning. And so, please stand as we do our prayer of our center. And together, the Temple of Life Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ's peace, love, and joy emanate. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God, and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and the glory forever. And so it is. Please remain standing as we do our praise song this morning, and it's called Knowing. Be seated. That is the truth. And now we're going to have a few brief meditations. And so I'll invite you to just become quiet once again as we go within to the place deep at the center of our beings. That presence and that place is God. And in this knowing, I speak this word as an affirmative prayer of health, knowing that God and I are one, and that we are all one with that perfect presence and power. I know that that health, which is God, is now outpictured in, through, and as each one of us. And so if there's any person within the sound of my voice where there's any sense of discomfort or dis-ease this morning, I am knowing that that is now dissolved and dissipated into the nothingness from whence it came. And that perfect health, which is God, that underlying blueprint of perfection, is now unfolding in, through, and as every cell, tissue, and fiber of our beings. I know that we are strengthened, we are energized, revitalized, and refreshed as we allow that perfect health to now circulate fully and freely. Thank you, God, that this is so now, and so it is. God is health, that health surrounds me. In that health, I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Death is mine, and all is well. God is health, your health. God is health, sweet health. That health is mine, mine, and all is well. From that state of health, I speak this word as an affirmative prayer of wealth, knowing that energy, which is God, circulates freely in, through, and as each one of us. We are one with this energy. And in this knowing, I speak this word for an abundance of wealth that flows through our experience. I see this wealth in the form of money, substance, and supply. And I know for each one of us that it is flowing into our experience this day. As we allow ourselves to be a channel through which Spirit gives and gives more abundantly, I see our pocketbooks and our accounts filled to overflowing. I see us wealthy beyond measure. I know that our blessings come into us in 100-fold, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so as we allow the wealth of God to circulate freely through each one of us, I know that that wealth goes out into our community. It blesses our spiritual home. It blesses this island, Jamaica. It blesses us wherever we are in the world this morning. The wealth of God is flowing easy and freely into us, flowing through us, and out into the world as we use it to do good and greater good. I give thanks for that experience of wealth now flowing into our lives this morning. And I accept this as true for each one of us as I release this word to that infinite law of mine that has already said yes. Thank you, God, that this is so now. And so it is. God is wealth, that wealth surrounds me. In that wealth, I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Wealth is mine, and all is well. God is well, pure wealth. God is well, sweet wealth, and wealth is mine. And so from that place of wealth, knowing who our source is, God, the living Spirit Almighty, I know that that perfect presence and power with which we are one, that which called us by name and called it good, is now emanating through us as the love that we are. And so we know that we allow this love to circulate from our heart centers this morning. We allow this love to go forth from us this day. We know that this love touches into harmony any discord of any nature. I know that each one of us is an emissary of love and an ambassador of peace. And so we know that that love, that perfect love, which is God, now flows out easily and effortlessly to everyone whom we meet this day. I know that we allow this consciousness of love to guide us through this week as we move into this Holy Week, this week of celebration of that Christ principle. So we just let love be the way of our hearts and the heart of our way as it guides us unerringly throughout this day and the coming week. I know that we are loved, loving, lovable, and loved. And I let love now be released into our world of experience as I give thanks. I truly give thanks that all this is already so, and so it is. God is love, and love surrounds me. In that love, I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Love is mine, and all is well. God is love, pure love. God is love, sweet love, and love is mine, and all is well. Thank you, friends. And now I ask you to join me in our first hymn selection. It's a new hymn, so we're going to have Carol come up to lead us in it. So as you stand, she will come. Oh, she's going to go through it for the first time.
The musicians to just play it through once so you can catch the tune.
There you
And
go.
bear in mind, I'm learning it too, so.
There you go.
Let's try.
stand.
Stand, please.
Now there's no power, yes, there is no power. Let the creeds of God flows full and free. Oh, there is no power, yes, there is no power. And His glory is there for you and me. For this world is just memories. Tomorrow's still a dream. So now don't leave this very moment. Let the powers of stream. Oh, there is no power, yes, there is no power. It's the energize and really see. Oh, there is no power, yes, there is no power. So really live and get it be. Really feel that power.
Let's do the chorus again. So you're not knowing it yet. Okay, from our yesterdays?
I can't get it.
Ready? From our yesterdays.
Our yesterdays are just memories. Tomorrow is still a dream. So right now, today, this very moment, let the power stream. Oh, there is no power, yes, there is no power. So energize and really see. Oh, there is no power, yes, there is no power. So really live and Wonderful. Let's give yourselves a round of applause for
A couple
trying.
more times and we'll get it.
And thank Carol especially for coming up here and leading us through that. Thank you, Carol. Wow. See? You never know what happens on a practitioner Sunday. That's why you should never miss our fourth Sunday celebrations, because guess what? Hang on to your seats, because our speaker is coming next. And we know that she is going to give us something to chew on. She's going to energize, engage, and certainly get us into her message this morning. So friends, please help me welcome practitioner Sandra Cooper this morning.
Grand Rising. And a happy Palm Sunday to all of you. We'll talk about Palm Sunday in a little bit. But I wish a hearty welcome to each and every one of you. Whether you're a seeker or a curious soul or a seasoned practitioner, it doesn't matter. We're thrilled to have you join us and to be with us in this very sacred space. And we look forward to sharing this enriching experience with you. Friends, today is a brand new day. This day has never happened before. You agree? Yes. Okay. All throughout the month, we've been looking at newness. Under the theme, "This is how we've never done it," we've been invited to seize the unlimited possibilities of each new day. We have acknowledged the past, all the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we have disentangled ourselves from that past, inviting our inner guidance to lead us into new territory. Now, having done this work, we would be left with a clear blank space, and we can ask, new now, what next? And this is the topic for today. The idea of newness excites me, because having a clean blank space gives us the choice to create anything that we want. A new now creates a golden opportunity to ground ourselves in the truth of who we are and who we are becoming, letting that inform our every thought, our every word, and our every action. So when Revelation 21:5 says, "Behold," finish it with me, "Behold, I make all things new," it reminds us of the ever-renewing nature of the universe and the potential for transformation in every aspect of our life, bringing forth new possibilities, opportunities, and experiences. Today gives us a chance to grow some more, to peel off the layers of old limiting beliefs and awaken to the realization that we are bigger than we thought we were. Now, what are we going to do about it? Now you have the realization is one thing, What next? How do we carry that awareness forward into a larger expression of good? When we are fully into the awareness of our spiritual essence, we let that vision inform our every thought, every word, and every action, knowing that we are about the Father's business. The more fully we embody the truth of our wholeness and oneness in God, the more we experience a direct and delightful connection with our abundance. That doesn't mean that issues won't continue to pop up. That's life. But our inner happiness is no longer dependent on our outer situation. We make no room for drama or victimhood. We consciously accept our divine humanness and joyfully and gratefully stand in our power. So how are we called to best use this power? How do we most effectively shine our light? How do we move our feet towards a new now? Firstly, we must get comfortable with these questions, because you can ask a question, but you kind of put them one side. Divine wisdom will always lead us to the answers. We will attract and recognize perfect opportunities when they occur, and those opportunities will inevitably be matched with our own inner traits, the fullest expressions of who we are. All of this is about living on purpose. We cannot be like what we call flotsam, just being battered about by the waves of life. We'll find that when we do this, our hearts will be refreshed and renewed by every single task that we undertake, and we become a blessing to others with our gift of service. Secondly, as we deepen our understanding in this teaching, we notice our focus evolving from getting to having to being. It is not, what we can demonstrate, but there's princes, palaces, Porsches, and parking spaces. It's more than that. Or, as I said, I'm getting God bumps. It's so much more. We're talking about all of life that is just there for us to acknowledge and accept. The wholeness of God, the love of God, the givingness of God is not only available to us, it is who and what we are. A truth that big cannot just sit inside us. It must be expressed outwardly into the world. And so when the status quo shifts, Emerson uses the term divine discontent. And that divine discontent pushes us into inner commitment and outer action. So commitment is the being, and we move into the action. Friends, the world is changing rapidly. It's hard for me to keep up. How many of you here use ChatGPT? I have to share, it has been a powerful tool. But I also mark papers at Mona School of Business in their professional services unit. And there was a recent course, and the first one, I marked one paper, and the person was excellent. And I put a smiley face, excellent, They got full marks. And then I picked up the next paper. And the answers were the same. Maybe they changed woman to lady, so we have to know how to balance this work, you think? We have to use our own divine intelligence to know how to take this information, because it's God giving it to us, ain't so? And we need to know, we need to let the wisdom inside us know how to use it. So we have to, where I reach? Okay, so we talked about the rapidly changing world. And so, we think also of old patterns of thought. And some of those old behaviors don't serve us any longer. And we are going to see new portals of opportunity opening and creating a chance for us in the now. And so we have to grab hold of those doors and fling them wide open and step in. You think? So when I reflect on my own life, when I think of new nows, and I want you to think about your own new nows. I think about when I registered for graduate studies, ignoring the fact that I was unemployed and broke. When my mother died, and I had to step up and care for one of my sisters. When I started my own business with no 25th of the month payday. When a relationship ended, and I had to step into my strength, my value, and my worth. When my son Kevin went away to LA, and I had to deal with that financial responsibility. And most recently, when I made the choice to create time to seriously write and finish what I started 5 years ago. So new situations will always demand new creativity, new teachability, and new vision. So what is our new step? So now we have created this space. We know that all these possibilities are available to us. You ask, so what is mine to do, Lord? And we have to now commit to acting upon, to listening for and acting upon the answer. Third thing, we need to move from merely surviving to thriving. As we grow in truth, old patterns of thinking rooted in judgment, fear, and separation will slowly dissolve away. We learn that the ego is a tool, never to be confused with our identity, with who we are. We can choose to be governed by something much bigger than ego's narrow perspectives. If we are not to just survive but thrive, we must release fear and embrace love. We must retrain our tendency towards us and them. The them that we talk about that are never as good as we are. We must celebrate the value of inclusion and connection. In nature we see lessons in cooperation and connection. Lots of pictures come out of animals that are like lambs and lions and unlikely partnerings coming together. We see a thriving fruit tree. It breathes in carbon dioxide and it releases oxygen that all creatures need for survival. Its flowers have a party going on with the bees, don't? And it offers fruit in abundance, mango season time coming up, don't? And those fruit feed birds and animals and then scatter the seeds and ensure that they are reproduced. So then how can we as humans, we are supposed to have intellect, how can we intentionally move from surviving to thriving? One of the first things we can do is to adopt and live the beliefs, positive beliefs about ourselves. Who am I? I'm a really, really powerful, extraordinary human being, and I can do anything I put my mind to. If you were to say, let's say that. I am an extraordinarily powerful human being. And I can do anything I put my mind to. Wow. We can replace negative self-talk with affirmations that reinforce our strengths and potential for success, like what we just said. We can visualize ourselves thriving in all areas of our lives, whether it's our career, relationships, health, or personal growth. We can define specific achievable goals that align with our vision of thriving. So it just doesn't happen, we have to create it. We can cultivate an attitude of gratitude by acknowledging and appreciating the blessings in our life, no matter how small, even to just wake up, to just breathe air, powerful. We take some of those things for granted. Gratitude helps shift focus from scarcity to abundance, fostering a mindset that is conducive to thriving. We can recognize that change is a natural part of life and be open to embracing new experiences. We can view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning rather than obstacles to your success. We can be kind and compassionate towards ourselves, especially when there's the experience of struggle or setback. We can surround ourselves with people who support and uplift us and minimize exposure to negativity in our environment. That means that we have to do some weeding out, lovingly, of course. But not everyone is in harmony and in alignment with who we are and who we are being and becoming. Am I right or am I right? We can practice mindfulness techniques because, a lot of the stress that we experience is when we focus on the past. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Or when we sort of venture into the future, thinking about what if and suppose and so on. But when we are mindful and when we stay present, it will allow for a more powerful experience of our beingness. We can trust our intuition to guide us into taking inspired action towards our goals. And we need to pay attention to the inner nudges. When, sometimes spirit will say something. In Jamaica, we talk about, boy, my mind did tell me, say. I know I should have did. Not quite good English, but you understand what I'm saying, right? And our intuition tells us what we should do and where we should place our first step. We need to listen. So from this newly awakened perspective, friends, divine wisdom and love are always there to help us for each perfect new step, and we will see God in the details. You don't have to worry about what next. God is in the details. Love expresses itself in our every activity, whether that's chop wood and carry water, that's a wonderful Zen saying, or something big and brave and never done before. No, I couldn't end without acknowledging the significance of this day, known throughout Christianity as Palm Sunday. It commemorates the biblical event when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, greeted by crowds waving palm branches and shouting, "Hosanna!" This triumphal entry symbolized Jesus' arrival as the Messiah, prophesied in the Old Testament. It marks the beginning of Holy Week, leading up to his crucifixion and resurrection, as recounted in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In the science of mind, Palm Sunday represents the triumph of spirit over materialism, the arrival of spiritual truth into one's consciousness, and the initiation of a new phase of spiritual growth and enlightenment. The waving of palm branches by the crowd symbolizes the recognition and celebration of the divine presence and power of God. It signifies the willingness to embrace spiritual teachings, principles, and truths symbolized by Jesus, and to align ourselves with higher consciousness and divine wisdom. Palm Sunday serves as a reminder to us that we have the capacity to overcome limitations, transcend ego-based desires, and experience spiritual rebirth. It invites us to open our hearts and minds to new possibilities, release old patterns of thought and behavior that no longer serve our highest good, and embark on a journey of inner transformation and renewal. So this moment brings a new chapter in our spiritual journey. Remember, it has never happened before. Every moment is brand new. It has never happened before. And therefore it is filled with hope, promise, and endless possibilities. We must be more willing to trust that Spirit supports and guides us in ways that previously we maybe or didn't notice or understand. Ego-constructed barriers and boundaries and boxes will begin to dissolve. We're learning new ways of getting in touch with our highest good and living more fully in alignment with it. That's why we are here. That's why we come to our service on a Sunday morning. That is why we come to class. That's why we invite you to come to class. This is where a lot of the powerful learning takes place. This is where you can ask, so what does that mean? This is where you can hear the explanations of some of the truths that are being spoken on this on a Sunday morning. So I do invite you to come to class. Okay? And so the divine identity within us, or God's self, inspires us to be our own unique expression of the one. This divine possibility invites us always into action. Spirit will gladly answer the question which we ask, what is mine to do? Once we get Spirit's answer, be it the faintest glimmer or a whole big fireworks explosion, it's up to us to say yes and to make the move. Will Rogers famously said, even if you're on the right track, you will get run over if you just sit there. So it is time to take that leap. You want me to say it again? Even if you are on the right track, you will get run over if you just sit there. So we are here, we come into church and we embrace the truth and, you know, all is well and so on. But if we just sit there and go, you know, and it ain't gonna work. The children of Israel had to go out and pick up the manna. You remember when Moses prayed because there was no food and manna fell from heaven? They had to pick up themselves and go out and gather it within a certain time. Or else what would happen to it? It would spoil. That is spoil, Reverend Michelle. Right? So we have to do something. So some things that some of your what next I want to ask you. Who in here has a bucket list? If you don't have one, make one. A bucket list just it encapsulates all the things you wish you could do or want to do. Right? So bring up the bucket list and choose one thing this year. Just one. An experience I know I had many, many years ago in about January or so of 2017. I saw in the Science of Mind magazine that they were going to do a 90th anniversary cruise. Now, on my bucket list was a cruise. And one of the things I said, well, wouldn't it be nice to go on this with my spiritual family? So I put it to Reverend John, and we were able to invite and have 10 persons agree to come on this cruise. It was amazing. We had so much fun. You know, so what made that happen? The intention. Once you set your intention and you pray about it, Spirit follows through. Of course, I had to do something. I had to know how much it was going to cost. I had to start putting away money. And I made the commitment by making the deposit. You do something. You have to do something to tell Spirit that you are serious. And the rest is history. Okay, you might want to learn a new skill or language. You might want to explore new cuisines. How many of you watch Food Network? Do you cook what you see? Hello, please. So pick one recipe and try it out. Your family will be delighted. We talk about a new travel experience. Go somewhere you've never been before. Create a new relationship with your spouse. Not because you're married 25 years. Does it mean that you're going to go on with the same old every day? Court them. Take them out. Do something special for them. Bring back the love. Bring back the romance. Okay? And you can step up and serve the spiritual community. What a powerful way to express your what next. Okay? So what will be your what next? Think about it. You don't have to tell me no, but after service, come and whisper in my ear. So I'm going to leave you with 3 affirmations. 1, I create new adventures of abundance, adventure, healing, and love. Say with me. I create new adventures of abundance, adventure, healing, and love. This one is, I embrace this new chapter of my life with courage, grace, and optimism. I embrace this new chapter of my life with courage, grace, and optimism. And the last one, I welcome new experiences that make the rest of my life the best of my life. I welcome new experiences that make the rest of my life the best of my life. Friends, this new Palm Sunday day holds the significance of new beginnings, inspiring us to embrace the potential we have for transformation and awakening. It encourages us to align our thoughts and our beliefs with our highest aspirations, paving the way for the manifestation of greater abundance, joy, and fulfillment. I invite you to get consciously, lovingly, and creatively to work on what your new next will be. And of course, it will create a new life for you, for all, and for the world. God bless. Namaste.
Thank you, Sandy. Let us give her another round of applause. A lot to unpack, but remember, she says, divine wisdom, love and wisdom is always there to guide you. So on that note, we're going to move into our musical item. And this morning, we have a very special guest, and she is Miss Trudy Francis. So please help me welcome her to the podium this morning. Trudy.
Good morning, Temple of Light. Thank you for having me on this Palm Sunday. When we had our moment of silence this morning, it just well, I heard the birds chirping, and it's not something I normally hear, particularly in Kingston, Monday to Friday, when you're, the hustle and bustle, and you're trying to get the kids to school, and you're trying to get to work. But as we had that moment of silence this morning, I heard the birds chirping, and I thought to myself how God provides for the sparrow. And he watches over the sparrow, which means he will watch over us. And if he provides for the sparrow every morning, what do you think he'll do for us? He will provide for us every single morning. So just coming off of Sandy's message this morning, he will provide for us every new day. His mercies are new every single morning. So I hope you'll enjoy His Eye is on the Sparrow. Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home when Jesus is my portion? A constant friend is He. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. God's eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. Let not your heart be troubled. His tender word I hear, and rest I know He watches me. God's eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me.
Thank you so much, Trudy. You know, God gives us with so many wonderful talents. And every single one of us has a talent. And we want to use them. And you sure did use yours this morning. God bless you. Thank you so much. So, friends, I invite you to stand for the prayer of Jamaica. Together. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established, and so it is. And so we ask that you now take your blessing. And this time, friends, we're going to ask when we do our song that you can take it up. So we're going to do it now rather than during the peace song. So when we do our song, we can take it up. Let's do our blessing together. Lovingly I give, joyful I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. Thank you, Father. And so it is. And our second hymn is going to be one of our old favorites, Guide Me, O Thou Living Presence, because we want guidance as we move into our new next, right? All right.
Oh,
Joyfully, thy praise I sing. We do acknowledge that divine presence and power that gives so abundantly through us. We truly give thanks for the blessings that have come into our center this morning. We give thanks for the consciousness that is forever expanding, that consciousness that knows that we are one, always that with that presence and power that we know as God. We give thanks to know that as we acknowledge His presence, portals of opportunity and possibilities are flung wide open before us. And we choose powerfully, passionately, and purposefully to step into our new next. Because we know that God is our guide, God is our strength, God is our power, and all is well. And so we give thanks as we leave this place this morning. We go to our respective destinations, uplifted, inspired, blessed, knowing that God is always with us, expressing through us and for us. And all is well. So we give thanks, abundant thanks, that these words spoken are now our absolute fulfillment. I rejoice in the knowing that all this is so now, and so it is, and all is well. Thank you, Jen. All right, guys, let's do our peace song. Oh, remind us. Oh, acknowledgement. Oh, I would like to thank our music this morning. Trudy and Audrey and Angela and all of us, our temple choir. And I don't finish yet. We'd like to also thank our tech team for making all of this possible, our sound and our live stream. I'd also like to thank our hospitality, who always has a spread. Even if it's a cup of coffee, it's so wonderful, and we truly are grateful. Thank you, guys. And so we sing together now. Yes, there is peace on earth. Go with love, friends. Namaste.